Hi friends, please see the list of supplies we'll be needing for this project. So I am starting with a porcelain ornament that I got a 2-pack of from Hobby Lobby. I have a very limited paint supply color, and you'll see those here on my palette here. So I'm going to start with just going well, what I did first was I mixed some of the gray, blue, and white and just hit that over the top of the entire ornament. Now I'm just taking some of that blue-gray and where I want my horizon line, I'm just kind of flicking upwards with a small filbert brush. And I'm bringing some of that color down into the land portion of this painting. Now I'm just going to kind of go in with my white and hit back up that horizon line in the distance, and a little bit of that white just sprinkled in down as I move closer to the foreground. Just adding additional height to some of the trees. This makes a really pretty ornament using a limited color palette. So challenge yourself to do that. It's super easy. It takes very little paint. Do make sure that you hit up all the edges. I'm using a snowflake obviously here, and getting into all those edges is pretty important. You don't want any of that raw porcelain showing under it. Now, before I started painting, I kind of did a prime level of my liquid. I have Liquitex varnish, and it basically kind of helps give me a smoother surface to work on after it's dry. Again, I'm just fiddling around with that foreground area. And using your blow dryer to blow in between the layers is super important with acrylics. Otherwise, you're just going to continue to do a mix on the wet paint as you add your layers. So dry in between those layers. Get in that habit of keeping that blow dryer handy so that you can add your next layer on it. If you want to mix it, it's good. It's helpful to have that option, but in this case, I want to begin adding the elements of my scene. And throughout the painting, what you'll see me do is just add variables to my shades of white using grays and that gray blue and so on. Now I took a wet brush and I put it into my titanium white and really loosened up some of that white paint, and I'm just tapping my brush over top of my ornament, and this gives a really realistic snowflake look. Just the closer you are, the larger the drops are going to be. Or, pardon me, the closer you are, the smaller the drops are going to be. And the likelihood of splatters will also be there. So, in this situation, because I have a smaller ornament, I did go in probably about 6 to 8 inches away from my ornament. Now again, I am drying it because as I hit those areas of white paint, I just tapped in. I don't want to smear them. And you can certainly save that for the end. That is fine. But I'm going to be adding a nativity in the very back tree line there, and I want that to remain in the background more, and it's going to be pretty dark, so I didn't want the snowflakes to draw the eye too much in the background. So here I decided that I wanted to have a little fun, and on one of the arms of my snowflake, I'm just drawing in the beginnings of a snowman, just using my titanium white. And I'm going to go in with some of my gray blue, and I see that I missed a little bit of my edges there. Or basically what I did was I painted them a different color when I went around it. It's still that very light blue. So I like to carry the pattern of what I'm painting down and along the edge of my surface or my substrate. So to bring my snowman down around the edge, if that makes sense. Also my trees there, I'm trying to get those down and around the edge. Alright, so I'm going to go in now to just my Payne's Gray. I'm putting just a little bit of it on my brush, pulling it out and away from my pile of paint. Now I painted a snowflake ahead of this one, so my paints have been on my palette for a little while, and so if you notice that your paints are skimming, go ahead and just spritz that with a little water or wetting agent, and help to keep those paints prolonged on your palette for the day. So I'm going to go ahead and add in a brim and hat to my snowman, who's just barely making it onto the substrate. He's in the very foreground of the scene here. Now this painting can certainly be adaptable to any substrate, including a round ornament or bauble. They make really cute sceneries to do something like this on a bauble. my hat here and the main portion of my top hat, just to add a little bit of light, reflective light onto the brim of his hat. I'm just picking up a little more of that Payne's gray, and I'm pulling off, over on the side I have a napkin there, and I'm just, if I have too much paint on my brush, or actually I'm using a more of a stylus or a daughter tool. This one I got from, I think, Dollar Tree, and I'm just putting a little bit of paint on the tip of that daughter tool, and I'm putting in those eyes. Now back to my brush, and I'm putting in his smile, and I get a little bit overly zealous. I think I might have picked up too much paint on my brush. Easy to do when you're working this small. Smaller is always harder, guys. It just, well, it is for me anyways. Some people are very good at it. It takes a little bit more dexterity and steadier hand when you're painting small. But, you know, hooray for baby wipes there, so I can pull back some of that paint and continue to work that smile in the way I want to do it. Now, because that is Payne's gray and my palette is pretty limited, I'm going to go ahead and dry that, and anything I need to correct on that end will not smear. So I'm just picking up some white now, and I'm going back around that area to kind of narrow it a little bit. His mouth just got a little bit too broad, and so I'm just kind of pulling it down and around. Watch this video and I look at my hair, I have to laugh because I'm really, this is my busy season, and it's quite comical. I put my hands in my hair a lot, and I don't realize when I'm doing these videos that it might be as wild as it looks right now, so oh me. Y'all forgive the appearance, but anyways, it's not about my hair, is it? Now I'm just tapping in some snow onto the brim of his hat and the top of his hat with some of my titanium white. Actually, I think I did that with a little bit of very, very light gray, and I'm going to go back in and tap it in a whiter white color. That really helps with the dimension when you're dealing with something that's as flat as white is, to add just a slightly darker layer under it for shadowing. It really kind of helps bring the dimension back to the white. Very few things are white. So now I'm going back in with just plain white here and tapping in over the initial color that I put down. of his hat and add a little bit of a shadow to his forehead. And underneath his head. And I'm just using a Princeton detail brush. I believe it's probably like a 0. And I stuck my finger in my phthalo blue, and I wanted to get that off right away because phthalo is really a strong color, and I did not want to drag that color over my painting. It would be very hard to cover it, and anyways. His nose, and I don't really have any colors on my palette for his nose, and so I'm going to get up here in a minute and go and grab a couple of colors that will help some. I think I'm going back to his mouth here, and I'm just extending that smile with this thin line. I also want to make some jolly little cheeks on our little snow person. We want him to be happy. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun with these little ornaments because you can add or leave off the detail that you want to. Now I have a little bit of pink and a little bit of yellow here, and I'm just pulling those together. I believe it's Holbein Rose, Luminous Rose. It's part of their Luminous series. And I believe it is, actually I'm wrong, it's their Luminous Lemon, and I want to say it's like a burnt sienna or raw sienna, and I mixed them together and it came up with this kind of more goldeny yellow. That's almost an orange, but it worked. It worked on his nose. I only needed such a small amount of it for his nose. I don't believe I put those colors in the supply list, so my apologies for that, but you do need only just a small amount. Orange will do. Just whatever you have that will mix and make a color that's representative of the nose. This is when I get up and go and get my Luminous Rose from Holbein. This is their version of the neon colors, And Holbein, in my opinion, makes the prettiest neon colors. And neons are very light. They fade over time, and there is a whole lot of pigment and other parts to this paint that keeps these from fading. I don't know what they do to it, but it's excellent paint. I really enjoy using these, and they last such a long time. And I'm just mixing a super small amount, very, very small. I probably put 50 times the amount of paint that I needed, because I'm just going to add in some little circles on top of the snowman cheeks, over his cheeks, on each side of his smile. Definitely don't have to do that. It's certainly not anything that I added to the supply list. So that's pretty bad, isn't it? Sorry about that, guys. It's just an alternative. You don't have to do it. Now I just have neutral gray here, and I was in a little bit of my Payne's gray, and I have a little bit of both on my brush. A little bit too much water in the ferrule will cause a little puddle on your substrate. Make sure you get that up right away, even if your paints are partially cured. It will pull the paint up, make it a lot harder to cover. So here is where I'm adding an open stable along my tree line, just with some of the neutral gray. And here I'm adding in the shadows of that stable. And a little snow on the roof. And that snow on the roof is really going to help delineate more of that stable from the tree line there in the back, because again, these colors are not that far apart from one another, and you don't want them to just not be something that just kind of blends all into one solid color. So I'm just taking a little bit now of my Payne's gray, and I'm adding in silhouettes of the nativity into the stable. That is by no means perfect. These are really small ornaments, guys. Yes, I'm putting in detail, but I'm not being crazy about it. I'm just making this suggestion. Pulling out some of the shadow of that stable and nativity scene into the foreground a little bit. And I'm just going in with a little bit of my white, and I'm just kind of like doing a skipping motion along the landscape. Not trying to cover up the entire landscape. I'm just trying to add a little white with some dimension into the snow. Just making some adjustments. And I'm going to dry that off real good, and then we're going to switch it to the back side. And it's up to you whether or not you finish both sides of your ornaments or paint. I generally do because I think that it looks more professional. And since I sell my products, I wanted to make sure that both sides are done. So on this one, I went ahead and usually use, but this one I had my Liquitex right there on my desk, so I just put in a little bit of a holographic white glitter, and I'm just going to add it right over my scene. And this does a couple of things. It seals and protects your work, and it adds that snowy, wintry glisten. Now I have some larger flakes of glitter and some smaller flakes of glitter in this mix, and because the scenery is very, very small, some of the larger pieces I went ahead and pulled up and removed because, again, if it falls, if the one piece of glitter falls right over top of that nativity, then it's going to be more of a distraction. So you'll see me kind of playing with my brush a little bit and seeing where the glitter falls, and making adjustments to where those larger chunks of glitter are. But having the different sizes, in my opinion, really helps it helps level it up a little bit. Making sure I'm getting those sides and edges, that's for sure. Make sure you rinse your brush out thoroughly. You see that sparkle, it's so good. Dry that really well. You know, you want something that's water-based. There I am picking off a couple pieces of that glitter. If it falls in areas that I didn't want it, like in the hole where my ribbon needs to go, I didn't want that being a distraction there. And doing your glitter this way really helps ensure that it stays put. You get very little glitter that comes off of these. And because I'm using a glossy varnish, it keeps that sparkle on there. So I'm just mixing up my colors again. And I'm covering the entire back of the ornament. And this is what I did on the other side prior to recording. So I'm just going to go ahead and make sure I've got all my little edges as I go. Now, these edges were painted beforehand on the other side, but it's up to you if you leave them that color. This side is going to be a little bit darker, I think, than what I painted on the other side, so I did notice that there was a little bit of a different color. I might be adding a little extra white here, yes, and going back into it so that I can lighten that up some. Trying to keep it as consistent as I can. It still isn't quite as light as the other side. But I'm going to still go ahead and capture those edges one more time, just making sure that I don't have any of that porcelain shining through. Now I did the first side kind of at an angle, and so I wanted to make sure that I keep the direction of that angle going as it would have been if it was just a flat surface. If all of this painting had carried through as if it were a flat landscape. So I'm just going to, I'm taking a little phthalo here, and I'm putting some shadow up underneath the trees that are in the very far distance. I'm pulling up some of that phthalo blue as well into the trees. So I pulled in a little of that phthalo into this side. Now I just have a damp brush, no paint on it, and I'm softening that phthalo outwards. I'm just tapping. You can see my brush tapping along because I don't want a hard line. Now I'm just going into some of my white and tapping in some of those highlights that I want. Keeping your horizon line going all the way, even if it extends out to some of the arms of the snowflake. All right, so I am just going to lay down a couple of little sheep. And so I'm tapping in just a basic gray. just deciding that I probably need to go a little bit darker. I'm putting in like a shadow area underneath of it. Pulling it outwards away from him some. Getting some of that tapping up underneath of the neutral gray, so that my sheep himself has that dimensional look, that shadow on his wool. And then I'm going to kind of pull out an ear and his face. Now I'm going to start tapping in some of the white to build his layers. And it's really kind of coming, the wet colors are mixing, and so I'm going to dry it here shortly, or either move on to the next sheep and leave this one alone for a bit and let it dry. I've got some wet, some still damp varnish on my paper beneath my ornament here. My ornament keeps sticking to it, but anyways, I'm just kind of tapping in the shape of a sheep. Again, the detail on these sheep in the background, there is no need to put a ton of detail. Just mimic the shape of the sheep and then pull off of the side of the head a black ear or two, and also just almost like a rounded triangle for their face, and you're good to go. As long as you look at it and your brain says, oh, that's a sheep, that's all you're looking for. And I'm beginning to lighten up their wool. adding just a little bit of a highlight to their face and ears. And another highlight, acrylic paints will dry darker, and so don't be surprised if you have to go back over your paints and brighten those up a little bit with the one more coat. So I'm using this white very sparingly. Apologize, my head's in the way. Hopefully you guys are able to see okay. Just tweaking any and making any adjustments I need to here. And then adding some highlights to the snow. I'm not fully covering that, I'm just skipping along. And just drying that really well and making sure that my edges are done really well. If I need to carry anything over. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm really glad that you're here with me today. Please be sure to like this video. Leave me a comment on how you would use this technique in some of your Christmas decor. And be sure to like and subscribe my video. Again, adding that snow. I just have a wet mixture of white paint, and I'm just tapping it. Guys, you can also follow me over on Art by Tammy Lassiter on my Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, here on YouTube, Pinterest. I would really love for you to come over and follow along. I do lives very often over on my Facebook page as well. We're going to take our mixture and I'm just going to mix it up really well because those particles do settle. And I'm going to go ahead and paint those over top of my sky. Making sure I'm getting those edges. Holographic glitters are transparent, so you really want to kind of make sure that you find a glitter that you like that is more transparent, because you don't want to cover up all the work or cover over all of the work that you've just created. I'm just really making sure that this is good and dry. I'm going to be adding my ribbon tie to the top of it here to finish off my ornament. sparkly ribbon that I believe I got from Hobby Lobby. And I'm going to fold it over on itself and pull it through. And make a loop and pull that through to stabilize the ribbon onto my ornament. And you can tie this off whatever way you want to. I just wanted my ribbon to be flat on the front of my ornament, so I chose to do it like this. And then I'll just knot it again, and this will give me a way I can hang it as it is, or I can add a pretty Christmas hook to it. And there is my finished ornament. Guys, I really hope that you have a great time with this one. Please remember to subscribe to my channel, and y'all have a great day. Here's the finished product.